Hi, and welcome to the Photobug Podcast. I'm Jim.
I'm Fred, and we're here to
enlighten you.
I was going to say pump you up, but that's been done. What can I say? Anyway, some good stuff to talk about today.
Yeah.
360 cameras.
Yeah, we wanted to go why you might or might not want a 360 camera. And first, let's talk about there's some the brands that are out there. The 360 cameras are basically cameras that record 360 views. And probably the most well-known is the Insta360. There's an X4. There's a newer X5 that just came out. They shoot 8K video, which is kind of deceiving because there's really two cameras in there, each one really shooting 4K, but combined it's 8K.
Mm-hmm.
But the X5 has a larger sensor, supposed to be better in low light, and has replaceable lenses, which we're going to get into that in a minute. And you want to give them the pricing?
Well, the X4 is running about $350 US, and the X5 is a bit more at $500.
Yeah, because the X5 just came out, the X4 prices have dropped. I think it was.
And you're going to see that, yeah.
There's also a GoPro Max, which has been around for quite a while. And when it came out, it was state of the art, but now it only shoots 5.7K.
For about $300.
Yeah, about $300. There's a newer Max 2 that's been announced, and they've been teasing us with it. Should be coming out in the next few weeks. Few details. Probably going to have 8K, 60 frames per second, maybe even more.
And replaceable lenses.
The rumors are going to have replaceable lenses.
And the nice thing is about being able to interchange lenses on a piece of equipment like that. It gives you a lot more option.
Yeah. Well, we're going to
for what you're going to
mention that here in a second, but there's no pricing yet on that camera.
No.
They suspect around $500 to compete with the X5.
And when it does come out, as soon as we know about it, we'll share that with you. And what's a third one that you have?
Well, our friends at DJI have the Osmo 360, which also is 8K video, and because of DJI's with their drones, the stability on it is supposed to be very, very good. It costs about $5.5.
Yeah.
So, why don't we talk? We'll give the pros and cons of 360 on why you might want or might not want to use a 360 camera. First of all, we said it gives a 360 coverage.
Degree coverage.
You don't have to aim it. You can basically just shoot. You're getting everything around. And what you do is in post-production, then you choose where you want it to frame it. And I guess that's both a plus because you don't have to worry about aiming when you're taking it, but it requires more work
in post.
Post. Imagine, if you would, that you're going to shoot an interview. This is one of the pluses of the pros. And you had, of course, an interview with at least two people, maybe three, maybe more. Imagine being able to do that with a single camera. I mean, you'd be able to cut back and forth in post as you want, instead of having multiple cameras on it.
Well, you technically have two cameras within the...
Yeah, but it's all built into one.
All built into one body.
You get one view,
right?
Which is 360.
But then you can decide.
Two cameras is stitched together.
Sure.
You can also use these with the VR headsets, which kind of put you right back into the scene again. It's not 3 dimensions. Maybe that's coming here later, but it's like the very expensive Apple VR headset.
Mm-hmm.
And the cameras are relatively compact. The little DJI and the Max 2 that's coming, even the Max are small. The X4 is a larger camera. You know, it's kind of rectangular. All right, yeah. For the X4, I got the two little lenses on here, and it's a much larger camera. And this will do both stills and video. So you can use this if you're just a still photographer, it can be doing that. But because of the separation between these two lenses, there is a blind spot right in here in the middle. And so any poles or anything that you've got that's in this blind spot,
Won't be picked
it's
up.
not. It's going to be invisible. So basically, it cuts that out. And so if you have this up on a pole, I don't like to call them selfie poles.
Yeah. Selfie sticks.
Let's not call it that. Anyway,
Right. Camera sticks.
yeah, because of that, anything there is going to be. It's not going to be seen, basically.
What about tripod?
So, well, a tripod because it
Because
extends
it's wider,
beyond.
right?
You're not going to see directly below it, but you're going to see the legs.
I was going to say that's something that you want to make sure that people understand. It needs to just be
Yes, just within
fairly slender.
just within that area there, that
Because if
thin
it goes
area.
outside of the area, it will pick it up.
Yeah, and there's also a con because of that, and because it's stitching this together. There's a piece that is not going to be seen,
Right.
and as a result, when it stitches this together, and I had a shot that I did of a zip line didn't match up because the zip line wasn't straight across, and where it stitched, it was
Doing weird stuff.
kind of like that.
Well, the fact that they can capture the 360 video and still images, I mean, you can get up to 120 megapixel,
Oh, yeah.
which is pretty darn good.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
120 megapixels. Of course, that's surrounding. Again,
Yeah.
you can reframe it after the fact in the software that's provided.
Well, what would it be good for for people that
A
are
lot of
wondering?
people that want virtual tours, if you're a real estate photographer, these things are fantastic because you can just walk through with the camera and you don't have to pull out specific framing and then reframe it later. And if
Right.
you change your mind, you can always change your mind after the fact.
And the support seems to be pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, companies provide usually smartphone apps that you can actually edit them right directly on the app. And most models are proof too. I know the X4 and X5, they're waterproof up to 33 feet, that's 10 meters. And they also offer underwater cases that allows you to go even deeper.
Right.
Let's go over some of the cons in there.
Okay.
What would you say the first one here?
Well, wide angle capture requires a bubble lens, which
Yeah,
sticks out
I
and
call
can
it
be
bubble. They're these little
scratched or easily damaged.
fisheye lens, and this camera here has already been replaced because it fell off of my pole when I was in Svalbard in Longyearbyen, and it fell down, scratched the lenses scratched very easily, and so I had to send it back in. They sent me a new one, but I had to pay for that, of course. I
Right.
will say that their customer support, the Insta360, is outstanding.
And then, of course, these bubble fisheye lenses are going to make it more difficult to use an ND filter.
Well, yeah. In fact, I've seen for some reason, I don't know why. Somebody else correct me if this is incorrect.
Not
My
correct.
information is not correct.
Okay.
That the X5 actually have a ND filter that you can put on there. You can't use just a flat filter. It has to be
Right, it has to
just
be.
like that.
Mhm.
And but not on the XE and X4, and I don't know why. Also, the X5, the lenses are user replaceable. These are not without going. You have to remove the whole case. It's just not recommended. So they stick out. They're easily scratched. That's why I've got this to protect them. They also come with little clear lenses that you can put over to help protect them. Unfortunately, that adds another problem that it causes a little any filter you put on, camera always causes a little more issues. And they've got a premium one that's that's less likely to scratch, but I haven't tested this, but from videos I've seen, it tends to attract dust, and you get these little dust spots that will show up on it. And of course, they're not perfect; they will scratch. And also, when you have strong lights in it, they cause more flare. So
Right.
that's a con. So, see, we already mentioned about them not lining up properly, and you got to be aware too that if there's something important, you want to make sure that one of these lenses is pointing in that direction, and not the important thing is you don't want to be holding it like this because now your face is going to be you're going to lose part of your face.
You're going to look like IE gone bad.
Yeah, there's just something wrong with that guy. And I'll mention this too, the post-production, because you have to do more, it takes longer. Although with the apps now, they actually have, dare I say it,
Yeah. Well,
that'll help frame it.
anytime you have a capture for a specialized camera, you need the software specifically designed to edit that type of footage.
Yep.
So you got to be careful.
Also, something else, distortion, because this is capturing as a fisheye lenses, you got fisheye distortion.
Right.
And of course, that can be taken out to some extent in the post, which they actually do a pretty good job of that, but it's something also to be aware of. And even with the 8K now, there is a limit to how much, as we said, it's really two kind of 4Ks that are put together, making a total of 8K. But if you're shooting in high definition, I mean, if you're putting these on a smartphone, if you're putting them up into, say, Facebook or something, which could be, it wouldn't matter. You can crop in more. But if you're doing these, there is a limit to how much you can crop in without causing more distortion, artifacts, etc. And some of these models, like the X4, they have smaller sensors. They don't do as well in low light. Of course, the bigger the sensor.
Right. The better the light.
So we get some opinions. We can go back and forth in here. I personally believe that the advantages of these cameras kind of outweigh the disadvantages. The pros outweigh the cons. But I don't rely strictly on a 360 camera, and I use it in combination with my action camera, which I use a GoPro and a mirrorless camera,
or DSLR.
Yeah. DSLR, yeah.
And it's going to take longer to edit. I get it. To me, two things. Mm-hmm. One, do you really need this? Is this going to really help you meet your goals, to do more of what you need it to do? Just, hey, this is cool. This is the latest cool thing. And then it sits more time on the shelf than it does in your hand and being edited afterwards.
Or worse, it's just going to sit in your bag and you're not going to use it.
Anything that sits in your bag after 3 times out in the field, I feel like, did I really need this?
You really need to,
Yeah.
Oh, although they don't take up much room. And like I said, the Max and the Max 2 and the Max and the Osmo are about half that size, or they're smaller. And I like the fact that I can put my Quest VR set and I'm transported back into the place. Of course, that's not something that's going to do. Although you can put these 360 3D videos on YouTube. That if you have a regular player and you play it with these headsets, it will figure that out and put it in the whole 360.
And I'm not a big VR headset guy, so for me, I'm going to be watching it more on a flat type screen situation.
99% of the people will.
Yeah.
And Insta360 is something else. They have a spin-off company, Osho's entries, called Anti-Gravity. Now it's releasing a new drone that records in 360, and the fisheye cameras, there's one on top and one on the bottom. So everything in between is in that blind spot. So it's not going to see itself. It's not going to see the props or anything, which gives a whole new perspective. I have no idea what the pricing is going to be. I have no idea when it's actually going to be announced to the public. They've been sending them out to beta testers. It's got a weird kind of controller. It's not a standard joystick, a one-handed controller in it. And you wear a VR headset so you can look around while you're flying it, and you aim this in the direction you want it to go, pull the trigger to go forward or backward. Oh, no, I'll take it back. No, it doesn't go in reverse. It only goes forward. So something.
So you have to turn around and go the other direction.
And maybe one day they'll come out with a 3D 360 camera. And so, I don't know. That's our take on the 360 cameras. Hopefully that will give you some idea whether that is more of a pro or a con for your type.
I think the biggest tip, though, that you can give on this is when you get it, start learning what it can and can't do.
Oh, yeah.
Take it out, practice. If you've practiced with any other new photographic piece of equipment, you definitely want to, because this is taking it to a little different level. And, you know, like knowing is going to take place and making sure you're pointed in the correct direction.
It's also got a number of different modes in there. I mean, you guys got video, you got stills. You can actually just shoot on one lens for 180 view. It does time lapse, does a hyperlapse, and it even will do star trails. So,
But that's always good advice. Know your equipment before you go out and do that, especially if you're doing something that's going to be commercially, you're getting paid to do it, you know, and that's kind of tough when you go out there and you really aren't as sure about it, and you come back with all kinds of mistakes. Even if you start editing in the field and go, oh, we got to do this all over, you know, that's just know your stuff, know your equipment. Yeah. Very important.
What happened to me, actually, I got switched to time lapse and I thought I was doing video. And when I played it back, it was, whoops.
Yeah. And, you know, by practicing and having fun with it, you take a few friends and go do some practice video with it. But, you know, before you know it, you will be good at it and start really understanding how it can be beneficial. And if you're not sure if you need one or not, find somebody that you know that has one. Yeah, like Jim say, and have them guide you through it and let you try it out and see if it's going to really benefit you.
Find a mentor.
Yeah, there you go.
And I want to finally say that if you have other pros and cons that we may not have covered, go to our YouTube channel. Please leave it in the comments. And at the same time, we're hoping you subscribe. So thanks. That's all I've got to say about the subject.
That's all I've got to say about that.
Yep. I've got nothing to say. Well, we hope you enjoyed our video, and if you did, please go down there and hit the like button, and please subscribe to us.
That's right. Leave a comment, too. That would be great.
Yeah, and if you want to be notified about future videos, hit the little bell, too.
Ding.